Welcome back for another Power Chat. Today we'll be talking about transient overvoltages in distribution systems with DER. IEEE 1547 requires that all DER shall not cause an instantaneous voltage on any portion of the area EPS to exceed magnitudes and cumulative durations. What that means is, in this diagram that's shown here, is that any summation of unacceptable transient overvoltage cannot cross these thresholds. Notice the time frame of this chart. This is 1.1 milliseconds, and it goes up to pretty much a whole cycle here. So thus meaning that anything over 1.4 voltage per unit or 140% voltage cannot exceed one cycle. So pretty quick. How is this measured? Your standard typical AC waveform with its peaks, anything over the nominal peak thresholds would be added to this measurement. So you notice that this portion of magnitude and duration are added up to that value. So where do transient overvoltages come from? A number of different sources and scenarios. The first one being load rejection overvoltage. This is a condition where the generation drastically exceeds the load in a given portion suddenly. Ground fault overvoltage. This is also due to the system grounding and the islanding condition. And then a combination of load rejection and ground fault overvoltage. Switching transients and harmonics. These can all be transient overvoltage sources. As I mentioned before, many of these occur during an islanded state. Under a normal configuration, a generator, such as we see here, is running in full output. Then suddenly there's a breaker that opens in the respective island. If the generation far exceeds the load, the chance for transient overvoltage is great. The more generation to load, the more the transient overvoltage in that segment. We can mitigate against transient overvoltage by settings within the inverters. This is done more so for load rejection overvoltages. The settings within the inverters are known as self-protective overvoltage protections, or SPOV. Also, additional surge protection at the PCC and other areas of the feeder may be needed. In very extreme cases, a dedicated feeder may be required. Thanks everyone for joining us for these Power Chats. Stay tuned for future episodes.